Hi, my name is Maloney. I'm one of the developers of BudgetAir, and I'm going to be walking you through my bit of code I did this sprint. So, coming on here, we're working on Flight. That's the task or microservice I was tasked of creating. So, we have our first endpoint here, which would be company create. We have also get companies. We have get company with the company ID. We have update company with the company ID. We also use a patch, which is just only updating a certain piece of it when we do that with the company ID. And then we have a delete company and we do that with the company ID. Coming over to flights, we have a create flight, we have list flights, we have get flight with company. So just it will list the company with the flight. We have a patch flight with the flight ID. We have the update flight with the flight ID. We have the flight delete with the flight ID. We have the create flight for our company. So we can create a flight. Let's just say I'm Ryanair and I want to create a flight underneath me. That's how that would be done. And then we can also list the flights. So Ryanair might also have 10 flights underneath it. If we just type in the company ID, we can get all of the flights that are underneath it. Coming over to the models, we have the flight database. The table name is flights. It has ID, name, flight ID, origin, the destination, departure time, departure date, arrival date, the price of the flight, and the company ID, which is the foreign key. Come over to the company database, and we have the company, which is the relationship with the company database. And then we have coming over here, we have the company database. So we have the table name companies, we have company ID, code, name, country, so their origin company. So, Ryanair is from Ireland. Their support email, their support phone number, and then the flights underneath them. That's the relationship back to the flight database. And then our schemas, we have schemas for everything here. So we have flight create, we have flight update, we have flight patch, we have flight read, we have company read, we have flight read with company, company create, flight create for company, and company update, and flight read with company. So coming down over here into the test, this code actually gets an 88% coverage of the whole code. Or sorry, this test gets an 88% coverage of the whole code. So coming all the way up here. So we start with this. So I put both the tests into one file. I just thought it would look more presentable. Maybe it isn't, but that's just the way I decided to do it. So I have a test to create if the company is okay. I have test get company okay. I have test get the company not found. I have test update company okay. I have test patch company okay. And then test delete company and then 404 if it can't. Test create flight okay. Test get flight okay. Test get flight not found. I have the test update company and if it's okay. I have test patch flight okay. And then I have test delete company, then 404 if it can't. And then this is ChatGPT generated. I wasn't too sure on how to do this. I did try it myself, but I wasn't sure on how to do it. So I just decided ultimately to let ChatGPT do it because I thought this definitely needed a test since it was a big part of the project because that's going to be probably the main thing we're using. So we need to be able to test to see if that's still working. Um, so coming over here, I have my network graph. It's looking pretty good. And just I'm gonna show off the little bit of the swagger. It all shows up here. It's all good. And now I'm gonna pass it over to Joe so he can explain his bit of the code.
I'll talk you through the payment microservice that I was tasked with doing. So it's pretty simple. All I did was add the CRUD function to the payment microservice. I plan on expanding it further, but first we both agreed to get all four microservices up and running. So as you can see, I also added tests for creating payments, getting the payments, and updating, so on and so forth. And that comes to 78% total test coverage. Over here, if we go over here, this was our first one, which was users, ended around the 31st of October. And from there, we went over to Sean and my network. Now, we started it back up in November the 15th, mainly because one, we didn't have nearly enough knowledge on what exactly we were doing, like how we would connect it up and everything. So that is why we took that break into figuring it out properly. Because we always knew we'd have a user, but we didn't know the rest, like fully on how to do it. So we started on the 15th. I went until roughly the, I'd want to say 20, maybe 20th, someday like that. Sean went until the 17th. And then if we go over to our Jira, as you can see, we have detailed the backlog and all the tasks in depth. This is due to it not allowing us to add story points. We don't know why. We tried everything. We went into it. We tried adding it as well in the list, adding a new section. Didn't want to work. So instead, we said, okay, we will just go in depth with it. So the first half is for Sean, second half is for me, just every single thing that we needed for both microservices. And then if we go into here, this is week four's one that we have in the team section in the class notebook. This was for week 6 and week 7. We plan to go back over and make sure we update it. We kind of let it slip due to both me and Sean working full time and having tests on top of that and other modules. So we had to let one thing slip, so we let this bit slip away. But me and Sean both do plan to come back to this and properly fill it out each section and have it nice and neat. And that's pretty much it. That was our code and our sprint review for sprint 2. Thank you.